Good morning, and welcome back to my second attempt at Krustoo Farms Homesteading Challenge. It is the month of April. I expect this to be a very busy month. So let's go ahead and start checking out how things are going here on the farm. Alright, got 12 lettuce already, so I need 8 more lettuce, and then lettuce will be done for the year. Chickens are doing good. They still got food. Egg pellets are filling up. Honey production is going, although I'm thinking about putting in another beehive. I got another mod that I wanted to try. How are the cattle doing? Alright, they have food overnight this time. So, 1,300 liters of milk. Alright, so this production needs milk. Got another pallet of sugar here. Alright, so I've got a pallet of chocolate and a pallet of cheese. Alright, I only need one pallet of chocolate, so I'm going to go ahead and turn chocolate production off. Alright, and cheese is doing its thing. I'm pretty sure I'm out of flour, so yeah, I still only got the one pallet of bread. Should be nice and stale by now. Wheat is looking good. My beef pasture's got lots of grass in it, which will help preserve food. Alright. Got eight mushrooms. Oh, 10 mushrooms. So I'm halfway on the mushrooms. And garlic and that stuff is going good. The alfalfa seems to have broken. I don't know why. I wonder if the Highlands patch broke the alfalfa. Got canned parsnips. Five. I'm gonna turn off lettuce production in this greenhouse since I'm getting so close on lettuce. Continue to work on strawberries and tomatoes. going to change the output from storing to distributing. There we go. This way they go right into my windmill. I'll have to move these two. Alright, got a good amount of milk. And the pasture here is really helping keep the food up for these cows. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do if I can't harvest this alfalfa. Because I know it's this field and that field of alfalfa are both broken. Encountering a lot of annoying bugs. Because in addition to that, I have the problem of one of my dairy productions just decided to spawn itself 36,000 liters of milk. Too many more bugs pop up on this map, and it's pretty much gonna just be end the season because it kind of ruins the point of the challenge. Yeah, see, like this one's only supposed to be able to hold 36,000 liters, but it claims to have 37,243 liters of milk inside it. And this production has no milk in it. And this production has no milk in it. Alright. So I need 8 more lettuce. Got 2 here. And then 1 back there, so I need 5 more lettuce total. Then I got 3 more mushrooms. I haven't really been organizing this all that well. I've just been sticking everything in its near storage facility. Ideally, I should, have all the lettuce in one, all the eggs. Since I need 20 pallets of most of the produce this year, one storage isn't going to do it. These 3 plus my mobile warehouse should. Although if I can, I'm going to try to keep... haven't gone through and done all the totaling up. But for the most part, I want to keep my mobile warehouse for use for stuff that I can just sell. Grab these 2 pallets over here. So I got the two optional pallets I need for the year right off the bat. I got my pallet of flowers and I got a pallet of chocolate. Looks like the wife's got some clothes out on the line already, so that's doing good work. Saving me some, well, I guess technically I'm off the grid since I do have a generator now. But as it's showing, my generator isn't really enough to keep up with. This windmill here is a generator, but it's not enough to keep up with everything. Alright. Tighten up my forks. Pull these out. I have to pull these out by the end. I don't have enough room to get sideways. Yeah, I like these little storages. I mean, some of the requirements are beyond what you would need even for a family of 7. But I understand that they were set that high to provide a challenge. As opposed to just doing a narrative. Yeah, that's what my next series is going to be. It's just going to be a narrative. Not really a challenge, other than the fact that I'm only allowed to use machinery. So that way the used machinery sale kind of decides what I do on my farm instead of me choosing what I do on my farm. And generally I find the less strict control I have over things, the more of a challenge it becomes. And I gotta till, even if I can't harvest this alfalfa, I still gotta till that rice field and put long grain rice in it this month. I'm gonna try using my new Lexi thing, but it might be too big. Turn on sunflower oil. Let's see here. Sunflower oil. Grab my pallet of sugar out of here. In this episode, I'm recording it on November 1st, but it'll be out on November 4th, the day of the Highlands fishing expansion. Bring my bread out. Start the engine on my pallet jack. I think it's a little bit easier to move the pallet jack around when I'm walking backwards because she moves so much slower. Yeah, getting stuck on the concrete when you're trying to grab with the fork. It's not exactly unrealistic, but it's still annoying. Because, you know, snagging stuff with the forks is a real thing that does happen. If this alfalfa is bugged where I'm not allowed to harvest it, then I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to buy hay this year. Alright, so we got canned carrots and canned parsnips. I don't think I've ever seen canned parsnips. Definitely not part of the general food you'd find in most grocery stores. Probably is somewhere out there, specialty stores, but canned carrots, however, are pretty common. Matter of fact, it wasn't until recently you could find parsnips in a grocery store around here. It used to be if you wanted something like that, you had to go to a farmer's market. But nowadays, there's a lot more variety in the vegetables available in the produce section. Huh. That shouldn't have happened. Appears that there's no collision on this fence. I really wanted to put the sunflowers over by the house because they would be a nice ornament, but there just wasn't room over there. See if these will go into the windmill directly or if I have to put them into the silo. Yeah, looks like I gotta stick them in the silo. Or I could probably fill them into my small little trailer and then trailer dump them into the windmill. Alright. I'll check to make sure that the windmill's picking those up from the silo. Yes, it is. Alright. Let me go check on the piggies. Yep, they're doing good on food and water. I'll fold up my forks and I'll put my Wi-Fi into storage. Right now, let's go grab the mower and see if I can mow this alfalfa. Apparently I left the headlights on the Ford. Make sure the battery isn't dead. Okay. That's a good strong battery. Uh, yeah, alfalfa isn't even showing up here on... Seems to have forgotten alfalfa was a crop. So yeah, I guess this was a bug introduced by the new crops. Well, dang. So that means I'm gonna have to buy hay to make up for this crop being bugged. Yeah, since there's new crops coming in with the Highlands fishing pack, Giants probably had to tweak around with the calendar, and in doing so, it probably broke the extra crops on this map. Oops. Let's get the flexi thing hooked up here and give it a try. It might be just too big and I'll have to use my older cultivator. Which is the whole reason why I held on to it instead of selling it. Oh man, I can't even cultivate this out. This is bad. Alright. Well then. Maybe if it's just saying this is not a crop. Let me try to see if I can plant. Alright, so let's go hook up to my planter and see if I can plant my long grain rice. Hopefully it's just showing this as not being a crop. Another pallet of lettuce ready. All these beehives kind of make a nice look. Let's try this. And okay. Alright, so the map's just considering this as not being a crop. A little bit annoying, but it's something I can work with. Just means I'll have to buy hay to make up for the fact that this crop is bugged. I think maybe I'll do another series of just my dream homestead where I just buy all the equipment that I would want if I was doing this, you know, with a real budget. Because the homesteads and stuff you tend to see on TV, that's the case. These aren't poor people, especially the HGTV, you know, my off-grid life. These people are coming into, you know, projects with budgets of millions of dollars. Plus, they're getting supplement from HGTV too. You know, even if it's not direct cash subsidy. They're getting sponsors to provide them with equipment and material in exchange for having their equipment and products, be on the show. You see that on some of the YouTube Homestead channels too, where they'll get sponsored, like Homesteady with their Alaska series. They got sponsored, a whole bunch of solar equipment. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, they are running a business after all, but it makes a huge difference, when you can get a multiple $1,000 piece of equipment for free just for putting it on your show instead of having to buy, all that equipment. But I'll go ahead and get this field planted, and then I'll be back once. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and plant it, roll it, and maybe do an overcast. So I'll just be back when I'm done with all the field work for this field, since we just saved the series basically. Okay, so this field is done now. I'm gonna go park the Landini, grab the Ford, and see about getting milk into my various dairy productions now. So since I was able to successfully get that field planted back to long grain rice, that saves the challenge. But to make up for the bugged alfalfa, I am going to have to buy some hay. In addition to that, instead of replanting this field, I was going to plant this grass field. I was going to replant that to canola. I'm going to have to leave it grass. With now a pallet of mushrooms ready. Well, I haven't checked my water distributor in quite a while. I should check on that too. Yeah, it's almost out. So, after I get the milk spread around, I'll go ahead and refill my water distributor. Oh, I put the flexi thing in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be on the other side of this culvert. Yeah, this Ford isn't strong enough to actually work that flexi thing, but it can move it around just fine. Close this door. Alright, so while this is doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and see about... Let's check the sale. That's a good price on that baler. Makes 150 centimeter bales, and that's a New Holland. But that's still more than I got. Auger wagon. Subsoiler. That might be a good idea to buy that too. So I can do plowing contracts, but not necessary. So, bees. Alright. There we go. One more. That'll work. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll let this fill, and my pig feed just arrived in real life, so I gotta go get that unloaded. Alright, I'm back. It's time to start doing some contracts again, so in that regard, I'm gonna hook up the fertilizer. I'm gonna send my wife to go do a fertilizer contract, and then I'm gonna do some hoeing contracts. Okay, I think that worked. Alright. Let's try and see if I could just fill the fertilizer, fertilize the spreader out of the silo. Does not seem to be working. I'm going to have to put my front loader back on to ballast this, since I don't have the front 3-point to put the weight on. So I need a bag of fertilizer. Might have to keep 1 pound of fertilizer outside of the silo just for filling the spreader here. Yeah, anything palletized acts like a strap down when it's on the fork, so I don't need to worry about it falling off. Now I'm going to hook up the front weight and rotary hoe here to the Landini. Alright, now so I'll have my wife start this contract, fertilizing field 33, and then I will hoe 27 and 31. I'll go ahead and get the tractor over there for her so she can take over. Okay. She seems to have figured it out. So now I gotta go to 27 and 31. Basically, I'm gonna be working on either side of her. But since my tractor's twice as fast as hers, that should be about right. I think I need to buy a slurry tanker today too, because I got a lot of slurry I need to get rid of. I can sell that to the biogas plant. Or maybe I can use it on a fertilization contract if I get one close to the farm. So I'm not going to buy a very big tanker. This is the field. Oh. Yep, this is the field I need. Steering assist. One headland. Okay. Alright, this contract's working, so I'll be back when all three are done. Okay, so I did 3 hoeing contracts, and my wife did 1 fertilization contract. So now the farm is sitting at $50,000. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty eventful day. Now I'm going to put away my hoe and my weight, and I'm going to check my dairy barns. So I might need to go get some hay to feed them. So I don't want to be running out of feed consistently on my dairy. That's very counterproductive. Let's see here. Although if I do have to go get feed, I'm not going to be using this tractor. Alright, so I only have 1,000 food left in here, so yeah, I need to go get some feed. Got some cheese there ready. Let me check the other side. Oh, sunflower oil. So got 3 pallets of cheese right there. Alright, I'm gonna drop my forks, my bucket, grab my forks. Anything good here on discount? Ooh, that's good, but that's beyond my price range. Wonder if I should go ahead and buy this baler. I can, but nah. Go get a couple bales here. So this bale is about the same as one of my small trailers. There we go. This is a bit unusual, but not too terribly much so. Okay. Cows are laying down sleeping. I don't know where the idea that cows sleep standing up and you can tip them over came from. But simply not true. Cows do lay down to sleep. But yet, I still meet people who swear up and down they've gone out cow tipping, which is just not possible. But anyway, this was a long day, but it's over now. Thank you very much for watching.